Real freedom is in allowing the flexibility of consciousness to happen. But we have to address the basics first, and that is humans have for a long time been conditioned to identify with being someone. When we are children, we are free, we don't have strong identification. So we live in the present moment naturally, but we are not conscious of it. We don't consciously choose our thoughts, or at least invest consciously which thought to follow or which emotion to be. We don't know that choice when we are children. But we naturally don't identify with any thoughts or emotions. Therefore, those things flow through us. We cry when we get sad or angry, want to express something, we throw a tantrum or we laugh. Emotions and thoughts move through us, and we don't have rigid belief systems. We're just beginning to form those things as we are growing. And then comes the teenage years. That is when we start identifying with many things, be it a gender or work or belief systems, which depends on which environment we are in and whom we are in communication with and what are they conditioned with. So then comes the problem of, I would not call it a problem, but I would call it a contraction or limitation of identifying with something. Identification in itself is not wrong or bad, it is just one way that consciousness expresses itself. But what happens is, since we are not conscious of what is going on, since we are not conscious that our consciousness is identifying with certain images and thoughts and beliefs and emotions, we do not know how to move beyond them. We feel trapped, and even that is unconscious. Therefore, we think we are a specific set of belief systems. We are this person, we are this image, we are this gender, we are this nationality, we are this name, since we don't know any other choice. And that is where most humans suffer, because when you become an emotion or a thought or a belief system, you don't have any wiggle room there. You are that, and most of the thoughts, belief systems, emotions can be contrast to our true nature. I mean, there is anger, there is sadness, there is victimhood. All these emotions in themselves are not wrong or bad, they're just contrast to our true nature, which is abundant, free, and never lacks anything. But when we become the emotion and forget who we are, or consciously not know who we are, then we become the lack, we become the, or I would say, illusion or seeming lack, we become the seeming anger, we become the seeming limited self, which feels it's not complete, or it doesn't have everything, it doesn't feel whole, it feels it's missing something. And that comes because we are identifying with limited ideas. And it is natural. As humans, we grow from children, from unconscious grace, into identifying with limitations. And then comes the real thing, the reason why we are here, or some of us are here, because not everybody's path is the same. Some people just want to experience contrast or identification with contrast and want to feel how a limitation feels like. So that is the path. Perhaps it lasts lifetimes for them, and that is their choice on a deeper level. Even a seeming victim or a perpetrator, because he is also a victim, they all choose those things as life themes sometimes. Maybe don't want to even realize their true nature because they just want to play the game. They want to experience it, what it feels to be a victim, what it feels to feel like I lack something. And they may not be consciously aware of that choice, but their souls or the deeper self simply would like to experience, and the deeper self goes all the way back to the one consciousness or the one that wants to experience a lot of things through a lot of us, all of us actually. We are all unique lenses of that one consciousness. But those of us who want to mature to a level of wanting to remember who we are, then it becomes more interesting, because now we feel trapped when we are identifying with thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and we want, because we know intuitively that there is something more there. This is not who we are, and that's why it feels like suffering and limitation. That is when something happens. I mean, if the longing is deep enough, the longing is true enough, and there's a true desire for freedom, you would look. I mean, I can share what happened with me was that I was tired of moving as identity with thoughts, emotions, beliefs. So I just wanted to experience myself as a resting awareness. I remember this clearly. I was asking to rest. I was telling my deeper self that I'm tired of running with thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. I just want to rest. There must be a way, there must be a level of consciousness where I can just rest and not move with every thought, emotion, belief that comes. And then I came across, or I would say, I met my own deeper self as vibration, as energy, which was beyond all of this and yet inclusive of all of these thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. And I could actually rest as the perception or the observer or the witness in which thoughts, emotions, beliefs come. And along with that, simultaneously, I felt a deeper force holding me and anchoring me in that space, where I could watch the thoughts, emotions, beliefs appearing in me as energy and not dragging me with them, or me not automatically identifying with them. And that required this deeper force to anchor me in the present moment. And it all was happening, I was not doing it. And even then, I did not know what it was. So I was trying, some days I would not experience that resting perception. So I would try to reach it. And on the days when I would identify with beliefs and emotions as the old me, I would try to get away from them. So I didn't know how to reach that resting perception. It would happen spontaneously. And all I knew was I had to just allow it to show me, allow it, surrender to it, and not struggle. And then the realization came. And it also was helped by what Ramana Maharshi said to a woman called Miranda McPherson. I mean, he communicated to her this as a transmission, telepathically or energetically, and that helped me a lot. And that was, do nothing, be nothing, become nothing, seek nothing, relinquish nothing, just be as you are. And these are not just philosophical words, these are energetic words. There's an energetic transmission when you hear it truly. Do nothing. You don't have to do anything to get to who you are. Be nothing. You don't have to be something to be who you are. You don't have to recreate yourself as something again and again in order to reach who you are. Become nothing. You don't have to improve yourself, progress, or change. None of those things. I mean, although it is paradoxical that they happen automatically when you are truly who you are, you don't have to do any of those or become something to be yourself. Seek nothing. You don't have to seek yourself. Relinquish nothing. You don't have to relinquish what you think you are not, like, these thoughts, limitations. You don't have to struggle to get away from them. So basically, all it meant energetically was to me that just stop struggling. Stop reaching towards what you think will get you yourself, and stop trying to get away from what you think is not who you are. Just stop reaching through various different ways and methods and practice who you are. When you stop, automatically who you are is what is left. When you are not anything, when you are not becoming, when you're not seeking, or when you're not getting away, when you just stay in the now, just as you are, you, the truth of you, emerges. And that is your true vibration, the witness, the resting perception. And it only deepens. It's a continuous deepening into deeper and deeper resting perceptions, which is who you are. And you begin to discover your own self all the way back to all that is. So many non dual teachers reach this stage, and then that is where they are most of the time. But flexibility of consciousness is important. Means when you are truly free, you allow yourself to identify and then notice the identification is happening. And then again, you allow yourself to be the resting perception. So the flexibility of consciousness happens naturally. You don't have any fixed state. You live in the state of dynamic truth, truth as the movement of energy. That is what I wanted to share today.